Good morning, Gavia. Good morning. Welcome back to yet another interesting, a program with me, LAMIN KUYATEH. And as you know, always I bring for you programs that are very, very, educative, that are very, very enlightening, and of course, instrumental and comes to national development. And guess what? This is a platform for young people, and I'm always, with the young people. Like I always keep saying in my slogans, anything for the youth without the youth is not for the youth. So definitely I'm part of the youth comes to, development, trajectory in this country. And young people in the country, we are always committed to making sure that we effect change in this country, and we never reserve ourselves when it comes to development, issues in the country. And today, of course, I will be having another very important youth. Who in some time I will just allow him to introduce himself, and of course what he do and what he have for us in the program. Then from there, I will give you bring for you the topic of discussion. My humble brother, you are most welcome to Vision TV.
Thank you very much, Mr. KUYATEH, and then thanks to the entire Vision TV at large. I go by the name LAMIN Sane. Born and brought up in the provinces, that is in the region of LRR.
Okay.
So I attended my nursery school at St. Michael Nursery School at Jara Soma, then proceeded to Soma Proper Lower Basic School, present day Soma Lower Basic, and then to Pakalendi Upper Basic, all in Mansakongo region.
Definitely.
Yeah. So then proceeded to St. Peter's Technical Junior and Senior Secondary School in Lamid for my senior level. And then present day I'm also attending the Gambia College under the School of Education, major in SES and Science. And then also a focal person for Youth 8 Gambia as the regional representative LRR, and then also a spokesperson for the youths in my community, that is Soma Pipeline, and then co-founder of Jara LAMIN Youth and Sport Association. Yeah.
Very good. That tells a lot about LAMIN Sane. LAMIN is a very, very productive youth. I think we are definitely inspired with who this young man is before this camera. I think LAMIN started from somewhere gradually, and today he is telling the whole world, the whole Gambians, and of course young people that are watching this program about who he is. That is a very, very wonderful biography. I think we're going to cherish it more the more we get into the program. Yes, LAMIN, you can tell the Gambians and non-Gambians alike. Yes, what do you do? What initiative do you have for the communities?
Yeah, over the years, and then with the collaboration with my friends and that of my family at large, we came up with an initiative called Community-Based Network. So from the name community and then the base and that of the network, it comes to when you get into the point, you try to know that this is something that has everything to do with the community. Yes, from our name, we got this as a result of coming to realize how instrumental a community is when it comes to national development. Because for any development of any nation, it starts from the grassroots level.
Most definitely.
Yes, and this grassroots level is the community. So we deem it necessary to start it from the grassroots level, and then gradually as we go on, for sure, as time goes on, we reach at the national level, and then we move on. That's how development goes. And then this is how we came up with this initiative called Community-Based Network.
So now, how many people are we talking about here? Talking about the community-based network that you are having. How many men, do you have, or men and women do you have in your, base network?
Currently, the total number of registered people are up to 24. We have 24 right now. Yes, but we also do have should I say pressure groups within different societies that we do engage with them when it comes to implementing activities. So yeah.
But is it also gender balance?
Yeah. For sure,
it is gender. We have some men, we have some women also. That are also part of the networking system. Very good. That is quite marvelous. Good. Do we know actually where those these initiatives all started? Where?
Okay. Good. Like born in the provincial Gambia, and then going through some of the scenes that today people are talking about happening in the rural areas. And then I was born there, I was brought up there, so I think I have faced some of these things. And then people there also with me, like my friends who I came up with, we share ideas on how to make sure that this thing come to existence. We are all victims, I should say, like, if possible. These are people whom we went through certain difficulties, and then we realized that today we have the chance, we have the opportunity, and we are the young people, and then we are the people who can make it. So we come up with the initiative, and then from, like I said, from the community, it all started from the community where I come from my community, and then we make impact.
What is the name of the community again?
Yes, that is Soma Pipeline.
Soma Pipeline.
Yes.
Okay. And where is Soma in the Gambia?
Soma is in LRR.
LRR.
Yes, Lower River region.
Lower River.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from my community, and then we start making impacts with the surrounding neighbors, and then things are going beyond from what we were at the beginning, what we imagined, and what is happening now. These are quite different things.
Very good. So it is not a single-handed decision that you are doing, but it is a bold decision that you have people around you whom you are working. We're talking about a number of up to 25 people that you are working closely with. I think that is, quite remarkable. We expecting a lot from people. Now let's talk about the registration. Is your organization registered?
Yeah. Recently, we are working on that. As we speak right now, we already established our constitutional committee, and then so far they have come up with a draft, and then it's on the review as we are talking right now. But like the registration, we are finding it somehow difficult because we are students. We are not that financially strong, and then but we are committed, and then for sure we have this thing in our objectives. By the end of April, we are going to June, we are going to make sure that the association is officially registered, and then it is going to be a national youth organization. Yes, because we have people in our organization currently. We have people from all parts of the regions within the Gambia.
Indeed.
So, and then we want to make impact on lives all around the Gambia. So in doing so, we have to make sure that we attend the registration, and then by doing so, we'll have that legal tool now to go on with certain activities. And then, in fact, we deem it necessary that it will help us also to do partnership with other governmental organizations and non-governmental organizations as well. Yeah.
Very good. Coming to this registration issue, how best are you guys also working with the youth offices within them in the Jara end? Because I know you must have youth office where you'll be reaching out to them to be able to guide you through, understand how to register, and what are some of it, do's and don'ts that you should be doing. And of course, if we also would like to know how much are you guys, how much are they charging for registration fee, which today you are before this camera making your voice heard to all the philanthropists and the government there, and even those that are born and brought up, and others that are in in Europe, as Jara in their natives, more especially in the pipeline, and to be able to at least help you people to have this form to be able to quickly register this. But let's talk about first, how closely are you working with the youth office?
Good. For the youth office, like right now, if I'm to step my foot in Jara right now, like I happen to go with you or any other person who is a non-native of Jara, that person will be surprised. Because these are people, when you talk about youth offices, these are people whom I do engage with. When it comes to official matters, when it comes to anything related to youth issue, I do make sure that I take part. If I am not there, I make sure that one of our members is there. And even if I am there, I make sure that we go together. Okay? Like speaking about regarding the youth issue, the current regional representative or the regional chairperson, Mr. Sane, Usman Sane. Usman Sane is a person that I live with him in the same community. Okay, and then we talk about the National Youth Council, their representative for LRR, he's my own brother.
Okay.
Okay. So when we also talk about within our district there, that is Jara West, the chairperson there is also a friend to my brother, and at the same time, this is a person whom I have been working with, because when it comes to youth matters, I'm always there. I make sure that I engage myself. So we are working hard, hand in glove.
How closely are these people also working with you, looking at the relationship that you have with them, like saying, I know them, but if they are not also helpful to you and your organization?
Exactly.
It also
these are people, let me say, out of the total number of activities that we conducted and then were done successfully, these are people who were behind us. These are people who put their funds together. These are people who gathered the resources to make sure that these things go well. These are people who made us inspire. They created the way for us, and then we follow them. And then as we are going on gradually, they provide us coaching, mentorship, and then, like I said, the resources. When we stage our plan that we should implement, we make sure that we talk to them, we consult them. And then in return, they make sure that even if it is not available with them, but they try to create ways where we can also get these resources in order to make sure that we implement. So these are people whom, I don't know what to say, but just to thank them.
Are not left behind.
Yes. Because without them, to be honest, most of our activities will not go on.
Will be stand still.
Yes. So these are people whom you know they are really doing extremely well. Yeah.
Definitely. I think that is quite commendable, and this is what we expect from them. Not in fact about your relations with them, but then the margin that you are using, after recognizing it, they should also be there to give you that supporting hand to ensure that your mission and your vision at the end of the day is being achieved. That is quite remarkable. Yes. Now, LAMIN, let's talk about what is halting you guys right now comes to funding to be able to make this registration goes faster. How do you gather your funds?
Good. When it comes to our source of funding, we have these two strategies that we play. Our individual contributions as members. We make sure that when we plan an activity, we come together, and then, like, it's a non-profitable organization. It's a charitable organization. So we don't make certain required amount that each and every one of us should pay, but instead we pledge on people to come. Whatever you have, they bring it on board, and then also we face people, the donors. We face them. Like we write to them. Most often we do write to people, but as a result of not being registered, some will not respond to us. Okay, so right now we had a meeting that is January. On January we had a meeting as an organization, and then we made a contribution regarding the registration, and then it was successful, and then we are left with certain amount of money that we need to carry out this registration. Okay, so when we have that, there is no time to waste.
Indeed,
because already we made everything available, but the funding is the issue. We are talking about students, school going children, who are dependent on their parents. So we have to take it easy upon them, and then make sure that whatever they can do, they can render, they can provide, we do cope with that and then move on. So for the registration, we made inquiries. In fact, we set up a tax committee regarding this registration matter, and they have done all their findings and then came up with the amount of money that is needed for us to be registered, which includes everything regarding the registration.
How much are they charging if one is to register an organization in the country?
As a national, to be a national
entity.
organization, good, it is charged $2,000. $2,000. So we are pleading, and then at our level we are doing our best so far. So but we are pleading to philanthropists, donors to come to our aid,
especially natives of Jara Pipeline.
Exactly.
Those watching this program.
Yeah.
You have your son here before this camera. People of Jara. They are very much committed and they want to give back to their communities, not only Jara Pipeline. Who knows, by extension, they can serve the world. All what they need is, they need fund. And we all know development cannot go in the absence of money. Money is very, very important. It's a key thing that is igniting this world. Today we talk about, Rwanda. One of the basic things there that they used to transform Rwanda. You're looking at the genocide in 92 or 94. I stand to be corrected up to date. Money is involved. Kagame was so much instrumental, so much pragmatic. You understand, and developmental focus to be able to change the trajectory of the country. This is what we can do. We have to help one another to be able to be reach to the end of where we are going to. Very good. Now, Lamin, after talking about some of the constraints that right now your organization is facing, yes, can we know some of the objective of the community-based network that you are driving, and what is your capacity as you speak right now?
Yes, the capacity. As I'm the president of the association, and at the same time, I'm the founder. Okay, looking at our aims, community-based network. We want an inclusive society, free from all forms of violence. Making sure that there is accountability, effectiveness, and the involvement of youths in the national development. These are key. And then students there are not left behind.
When you talk about all inclusion, it's very, very open. Yeah.
Yes. So, but like looking at our organization, our main focus is the students, because we believe these are people that can make change. And then for change to occur, these are people who could easily make the change. They are already in the learning process. And then they need certain things that are not available. So with those things, with the availability of those things, we deem it necessary. It will help them in making changes, changing the scenario, making sure that there is rapid development, sustainable development. So this is one of our aims. And then we also focus when it comes to climate issues.
Climate change.
Yes. We are eco-friendly people, like the organization that just left here.
Yeah.
They knew me. And then other people out there watching. When it comes to environmental matters, we make sure that we are there.
Very conservative.
Very conservative. Because without the environment being safe for us, today we will not be here. So it's a matter of must. We do take part. The recent activity, in fact today we should have joined the people of Sanyang in their mangrove restoration. But as a result of this meeting, I have to be here. But like, we delegate people. We make sure that people living aside, closer to events, attend events. Most especially when it comes to environmental issues. So we are deeply concerned about it as well.
Okay. So basically those are the two fundamental aims that you're driving towards?
We also make sure that we build up capacity. We provide capacity buildings for youths, which is very paramount. Looking at our organization, we have entrepreneurs there, we have teachers there, we have people with skills. So we make sure that we provide them to people, and then to make sure that they talk to young people, to make their vision go wide, to make them believe that they can achieve what they are dreaming. They can do better than what people are already on. So we do provide capacity building for people. Like I foresee as an individual, and I do provide. I'm a student at the Gambia College, currently on teaching practice. So I make sure that I provide career guidance to my students accordingly, because these are people whom they have to know the path that they are going through, and then what are some of the things that they need. So we do that as well.
Definitely. That is quite I mean, wonderful, looking at the aims that you've mentioned. I think definitely viewers are definitely learning, and of course all those young people that are watching us. Lamin Sane is here with me at Vision TV. We're discussing about community-based networking. Understand, what do you think can we do as young people to be able to offer our communities with skills, with life skills? All what he was talking about is life skills, to be impacting young people's knowledge to fix them in this a very, very conducive society where they will serve as what not consumers but producers. Young people, we should produce, we should not consume. You understand? Time will come for us to consume when we put everything in place. That's the time. But we shouldn't just sit down, fold our hands and consume without producing. Like the saying goes, like one of the Americans, I mean the former president said, John F. Kennedy, you understand, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. So if young people are in this drive, committed, very much committed to ensure that things are put in place, I think we need to give them our supporting hands. Very good. Now, Lamin, looking at the aims that you have mentioned, people have to be included. You understand? Do you also have part of your programs that you have disabled that you work with?
Exactly.
Yes.
We have disabled, and then these are people whom they are very vulnerable.
Indeed.
Yes. So we deem it upon ourselves that we should provide an avenue for them. In our midst, we have disabled as members. And then within societies where we live, within our areas, we make sure that we figure out these people, and then we try to know some of their needs, and then we work on it and then provide them with their needs.
But do you have part of your program, part of the organization, an area where you can say this area is being controlled by a disabled, to be able to inspire other disabled outside? Do we?
Recently,
yes.
We have a disabled member. What coming when it comes to the constitution, like I said,
yes,
it is already drafted. Okay, so we just have this member there, and then as I speak, we are making sure that the person is being engaged in this draft constitution to make a review, and then to make sure that there is an avenue for these people. Because they are very vulnerable. Yeah. So we are making sure we are working on it. In fact, it is not our say. He there as a disabled is there to make sure that he represents their voices. So he is the one making the choice. He is the one making the decision on behalf of his fellows, because he is the one who encountered some of the vulnerable things that normally occur, and then he as an individual feels it and then knows it, and then he could voice it out much more better than I or any other individual. So that avenue is already provided.
Indeed. Yeah. That's quite remarkable. And I think also there is a need also to still revisit the constitution, to be able to at least have an area where the constitution will state, okay, this area is stipulated to a disabled, to be able to control this area. Exactly. Yes, avenues should be there to create for them, of course, but also we need to have also a created position where we can say, okay, if this position is given to able, this other one should be given to disabled. If it is not there, then I think I am also going to implore to your organization to be able to revisit the constitution and put it there, so that at least that will also serve us a sense of motivation and of course inspiration to other disabled that are out there. Maybe in terms of disabled matters, they can come directly to. Yeah.
Good. Like the constitution is on a review until on the 10th of June. So there's space for it. So we are, personally, I don't have much say. I allow the members of the organization to do their part, to come with their voices and then voice it out.
But you are this overall supervisor.
Yeah.
You should know at what stage.
What I normally do, or what I prefer as a person is that let the majority make the decision, and then as the minority, I will not be that much affected, because looking at different people from diverse places, backgrounds, So coming together, making a decision, and then as an individual, you might not be that much affected because there are people whom you know you fall under the same category. So while they are doing the review, I also make sure that I stand behind them.
Indeed.
Making sure that we go together.
I only hope your task force, they are competent people.
Yes.
They can be able to execute this work.
Oh yes.
Indeed. Are you sure?
Yeah, very so.
Very good. Now, do you start serving? Do you start serving to the communities?
Yes. Not registered. We are not registered.
I understand.
But we are rendering service.
Okay.
As we speak today, we had a discussion on a program that we intended to implement. So already we have implemented more than 24 activities or plans that we already made as our action plan, and then we happen to achieve them. Yes. Among those, just recent KUYATEH, yes, we on normal basis from establishment up to date, we make sure that when there are feasts, we make sure that we gather young people, youths, from different locations, different places, bringing them together. But looking at the country, from what we observe at our own level, is to bring young people together, you need something that they find joy in it. And then we figure out that sport is among them, specifically football. So we provided football matches, football tournaments for these young people. Later in the day, I will share some of the photos with you. You can see these are concrete evidence. These are evidence that we believe when we present, people believe. Like the talking, we have been talking, and then people, you know, they will be like, hope what they are saying and what is happening, these are somehow true, but we have evidences. We do provide that. Our presidential election, December 2nd, 2021, a day after the election, to make sure that there is peaceful coexistence within people living, we thought necessary. We bring people, and then in the advocacy of peaceful coexistence, we bring sport at the same time. Because looking at that very day, as an individual, I was very, very, very much happy. Because while people were talking outside about regarding politics, at our ground there, people were only interested in football, in making peace among one another.
So it's like you've already made a survey to be able to know the environment very well, to know what they need before you start offering.
Yes, we do engage. Like for instance, if we are to do something, we don't go out and then start asking. Aside from us, we do stay at that particular place and then make sure
you do your feasibility studies.
We make our studies, and then we come to ask people. When we have something in mind, we portray it to them, and then we made discussions with them, and then see.
When actually what we are bringing to the table is from them or themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
So now, aside from that, like I said earlier on, students are one of our key targets. So in doing so, from the community where I come from, and likewise my members as well, we make sure that on monthly basis we provide learning materials for these people.
Okay.
Schools like, I'll mention some, like Tahir Ahmadian Muslim Senior Secondary School, Pakalinding Upper Basic School, Dasilame Basic Cycle School. In Jarais, we talk about Kandembo Islamic School, Batrudin Islamic School, and then which other school? Kaur Senior Secondary School, Mindao Upper and Senior Secondary School. These are schools that we normally go there. Like I said, we do not ask. We go there and then make our own survey, and then come to realize, and then talk to them as well, and then provide things. These are schools that we do provide learning materials to them.
Sure.
Yes, like for Mindao, it was just recently. We went there for a meeting, and then we realized that later in the days, let's say night time, there are students who normally come there for studies. So now what can we do for these students? On that particular night, we happen to provide a packet of pen for these people. And then we were so happy. I was so happy, let me say that. Because we were able to make sure that each and every one of the students there present has a pen. And then in fact there was extra, and then we leave it there.
Why the pen? Why the pen?
Yes, because they said pen is more mightier than the gun. With the pen you can change. You can make the change that people are talking about. When you use a pen, you write a letter. From that letter, it's from those letters you made a word. From those words, we talk about sentences. You make paragraphs, and then development goes. Okay? So likewise in Pagalene as well, in Tahir as well, in Dasilame as well, in Batrudin as well, in Kandembu as well, in Kau.
So how welcoming was this initiative to all the schools?
These are places.
Can we call it a pen initiative, yeah?
Yeah, some in fact today at certain places when some people see me, they will call me Mr. Pen.
I know.
In my community, there's this type of pen that we normally provide for them. They call it pipeline pen.
I can imagine that.
Yes, because when they see it with people outside the community, they do ask them, this is our pen. Where do you get this from? So that is as a result of the initiative. Like the funding is not really available. So but with the pens, we can make change.
So support, it doesn't mean it has to be huge or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Support can be at any...
Yes. People give out $5 to people and then change their life.
With that token of money?
Just imagine $5. You give someone $5, you change the person's life. As a student, I encountered how difficult I find it without a pen in a class. Some of the teachers will send you out. In fact, a student without a pen might even try to steal from his or her friend. So with a pen readily available for you there, will you do that?
I could remember my time. I do steal a lot of pens.
So you see, likewise,
yes.
Likewise, many other students.
Yes, and not only pen, but even pencils sometimes, and rubber. Yes, I do that.
So like we do also provide pencils, like for the lower basic.
Okay.
So we look at people and then we try to see at this level which of this is suitable for them. We provide it for them. Even exercise books we do provide. We do provide textbooks.
So apart from the pen initiative at the school level, what programs also do you hold with the students?
Good. We make sure that we make partnership with them. Like ex-students of Pakalending Upper Basic School. These are people that we are partners with them. We make sure that we provide support to them. At resource level, human level, we do provide all.
Indeed.
Yes, with the school, we make sure that we come up with ideas. We cannot come from the school directly, but we go through these people, the students. So they will talk to the school, and then when they are granted permission, we come together and then make sure that we implement. We do conduct cleaning exercises as well.
Okay.
Was it Friday? On Friday, in the community where I live here in Yundum, on Fridays we do have cleaning exercise in our own community. We sit down with the youths in the community and then we share this idea of how ideal it is to live in a clean environment.
Yeah,
and then
very important.
They made a support. So on weekly basis, we make sure that we sweep the street
and get rid of all the trust.
All the trust. And then we in fact came up with a very brilliant idea. That is, we provide dustbins. What kind of dustbins are we talking about? We use these tires that these people, the drivers, they are already done with it, and then they throw it. In fact, before they will burn it, us we will go there as a team, and then we collect it, and then go to the community, and then locate them at strategic places where we think when we place it there, people will dump inside there. And in fact, we put this idea into people that when you see someone dumping anywhere else other than the dustbins, do not utter a word to the individual. Just go and pick that trash and then put it in the dustbin. Imagine how sensitive is that to an individual with 5 common sense. If you do such an action to that person, will be like,
indeed,
whoa.
Indeed. So in short, you just want Unum to be litter free.
Yes. If we have the resources, we are ready.
But also you also need to engage the community. How best also?
Yes, we are working on that. But like I know it will take time. So like at the beginning, I do it as a person because I was so unfortunate that I didn't live with any of my members around.
Yeah.
So as a person, and then now I bring my younger brothers, the people that I'm living within the same compound.
Yes.
I brought them, and then now neighbors started joining. So you see, we are going now, we are expanding. So then we used to sweep only our street, only our area. So now we are also moving, we are expanding. So like our recently concluded one, people were like, you people, are they paying you? Who asked you people to sweep? Are you people coming to have a program here? We said no, this is a community work, and then it is our community. So in doing so, it is our concern. We have to do it.
To keep the community clean.
Yes. So and then as we are going gradually on weekly basis, there are people coming. And then we hope, we pray that as time goes on, we will make sure that for the entire Unum, we cannot sweep all the streets. But like along the main street, the main highway, we make sure that we are going to clear.
Well, I think also it's very important, like areas which you are fond of cleaning. You have what we call a red flag.
Good.
You understand? The more you mount that red flag, will serve as an indicator to all those people that will be living around that area to speak to them that here is a no-go area for all the litters. Here should be littered free.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't know whether
we already made that plan that we will provide posters regarding this litter issue, because this is something that as an individual I don't like at all. I don't like littering. Imagine like in our street where we live, we started experiencing rainfall as of now. So imagine rainfall coming and then meeting trash around everywhere. The water will be contaminated, and then mosquitoes will start breeding, and then we are not going to be free from malaria.
Exactly.
So to prevent such, we have to do. So as I speak, we have already tendered that issue to one of our IT specialists to work on that, to make sure that there are posters, flyers provided, making the message clear to people that they should stop waste discrimination, indiscriminate waste dumping.
Definitely.
Make a stop.
Like I will say, looking at the organization that I am also part of, Global Youth Parliament in Gambia. I don't know whether you heard of it. I am the West Coast Assistant Communication Officer. At the time we had our red flag that we mount at Jaliba Johnson. I don't know if at the time you can see it. Yeah, we were also advocating to see that Brickham within that zone, that area, has been littered free. And we make sure that, I don't know if the people get informed and they understand that the litters, we can use them to recycle them. When you go to other places in the world, you find out that people use litters to recycle them, to make them to other finished goods. You understand? But also, we cannot achieve this without working closely with our councils. Area council have to be involved in this. You understand? We need stakeholders in this. Are you also putting plans to ensure that you work with stakeholders like area councils?
Yes.
Because this is their work.
Yes.
Organizations are coming to complement their work. You understand? You doing, collecting litters at the street. It is their work. When you go to the council, find their trucks. Their sole mandate is for them to go out and then, like KMC, So how closely are you working with the council?
Good. Regarding the authorities, like we at our level, we think it is high time we made the registration as soon as possible.
Indeed.
With the registration, I think we will be officially recognized.
Wallahi,
So like right now, going out, meeting people, It will not be that as understanding as that of if we are registered, but we have already plans that are already there. We sketch plans, we make sure that the action plans are there, that is working with these area councils, making sure that the littering, the way people litter about in the streets are being controlled. West Coast is part of it, and then
not involved only about the how to call the litters. Council, their work is diverse, community service.
And that of is it Mansakongo Area Council?
Yes.
Because like I have joined the ST Environmental Award, and then with some of my members in their just recently concluded cleaning exercise at Brikama in partnership with the Brikama Area Council. Okay, so and then looking at that, and then during that process, we made confrontations with some of the people living in Brikama. So people were like, the council is not doing the job. But like, as we are on the work, we are trying to clean out certain
I think it is high time for us to press the council on their tools.
Yes.
Yeah. But like looking at the margin that they are serving, because when you look at the constitution, or look at their development policy, out of 100%, 60% of the revenue that the council is collecting should be given back to the community.
Exactly.
40% should be their operational.
Yes.
But now always the question is, where is that 60% going to?
True. Okay. Like the council will be like, we are trying our best. We cannot do this alone, and that's obvious. What we have to realize as people, as Gambians, is that Gambia is for Gambians. It is only us, we the Gambians, who can make the Gambia we want the Gambia to be. So in doing so, this littering issue or this gathering of rubbish should be an inclusive responsibility. Each and every one of us should take it upon ourselves. While we were there at that cleaning exercise, we were trying to clean certain areas. People are dumping at that spot. We asked several people why. They'll be like, is the council should come and clean this area. Of course they should come and clean the area. But imagine as a shopkeeper, when I sweep and then I dump in the let me say the waterways, where they provide these channels where water should pass through.
The gutters.
The gutters. Exactly. This is something that I have been observing in the country for too long now. Like most often these shops that are very close to these highways, when they sweep, they used to dump their waste in the gutters, and then which is something very bad. Now we are in the rainy season. Now is the time that they will know. They will complain that council should come. Of course, council should come and clean the trash. But when you sweep, you don't gather your trash. Who will come and gather it for you? When you gather, when they come, they will find it very easy. But you sweep and then leave it like that. When wind blows, it takes everything out. Everything scattered.
So what you're saying here in a nutshell, that citizens also have to responsible.
Our attitudinal change. It's very paramount here.
Indeed.
I've seen people, when they eat, they don't litter. Whether it is something that they can go with it or not, they don't litter. They make sure that they go with the litter as possible as they can. And then when you see such people, when I see people like, I'll be like, wow, if this person is doing this and I also cope with this person and then someone do the same, we'll be free from littering. To me, for what I believe as an individual is that it is us who are fond of this dumping, and we can put a stop without making sure that these people the authorities are included. When you eat, please try to dump the litter in the trash bin or in the dustbin. So if there is none available, endeavor to go along with your trash.
So what will be your call to the council to ensure that working with the civil society organization is been strengthened? To
the councils, they are doing well, let me say, because I've just the recent concluded, I was so amazed. The council was there on time, and then they provided all the materials that are needed for that particular day. It's a matter of the community coming out in their large numbers. Okay, so to the council, I will tell them to keep on the momentum and then add up their speed a little bit.
And also try to engage in public service. A public-private partnership is very, very important.
Exactly.
Just recently what happened at KMC, just some few days ago, that some trucks were presented.
Exactly.
And the subvention come from QTV, the Q money, some service, something like that.
Yeah.
And Mohammed Jah, I think, gave Talib, is it 2 million, you understand, he pre-financed, you understand. But today, as we speak, according to what he reported, that the money is being paid. So you understand. So this should tell the NGOs that, you know, certain things they can't do it of their own. So they should also learn to, you know, to partner with private, you know, entities in the country, at least to get some fund from them and be able to have the objective at the end of the day. Yes. So now, as a young person working with communities, young people, you know, in all spheres of work, I know that you are inspired, you are motivated to do what you can do today very well. Yes. So I mean, Lamin, what message do you think you have for the young people comes to community service?
To the young people, to my fellow Gambians, and then people living in the Gambia as well, and then all around the world, community service is a duty it's a civic duty upon every citizen or upon every individual living in a particular country or in a particular community. So it is only when we come as we can make things possible.
Indeed.
So looking at our mind, our way we think, our mindsets, it's like it is their job. They should do this. Who are they? This they that we refer to, most often we term as the government. And then who is the government? The government is the people. And who are the people? We are part of the people, and then we are those people. So it is us working hand in glove within ourselves at our own community level that we can make changes.
Indeed.
We can make developments. To the young people, endeavor to engage yourself in community services. Regardless of what discrimination you are going to face, please endeavor, because it is from your community then development goes. The Englishman said, charity begins at home. So good, when charity begins at home has a huge meaning to me. Like looking at our home, someone very respectful, we term that person coming from a very respectful family. But this very respectful family is living in a very respectful society.
Indeed.
So the society there, the community there plays a role. So as an individual, as youths, let's endeavor to engage ourselves in community service. So when we develop, it is only when we develop our community that we will be able to develop the nation.
And we can make this kind of country great.
We can make this country great.
Do you have challenges?
Yes.
Do you encounter challenges?
Yes, we do. Like we'll be rendering community service. People will be like, some people will call us KMC.
The Mbalit people.
Mbalit boys.
Yes, I know.
Yes, Mbalit boys. Some of the people will be like, you are not serious. Yes, I don't know how much. So, but like when I look at them, I do laugh. As an individual, I do laugh because I'll be like, you don't know the essence of doing this, and then you don't know what are some of the benefits that all of us are going to gain from this. That's why you are there talking negative about us. Like some will, in fact, will be like, look at you, you are a student, you don't have nothing, you are dependent on your family. At the same time, you want to provide help for people. How is it that possible? Come back to your sense, think of it. People are spending their resources on you in order to become something in the future, and you are also saying, or you are also trying to give out what they are giving you to other people. I'd be like, that's normal. Like the opportunity I have, thanks to God, I'm very content with that. Likewise, any other person, because I've went to school. There are people there who don't have the opportunity, and they have this inspiration in them, they have this dream in them to go to school one day. So when you provide such things to them, you are not making any mistake.
And what word do you have for your people? And after that, we are coming to the end of the program.
Yes, to my people, I'll be like, let's come together, and then it is together we can make the society better. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, let's come together, and it's together that we can make this, things better. We just had here everything from, LAMIN Sane. LAMIN is the CEO, we can say, and of course the founder of Community Business Network. And LAMIN tells us a lot today. Definitely, for me, that I'm inspired. I think LAMIN, interject me. I want to be part of your programs. Yeah, so that also we can also give more than what we expect from our own disclosure. And also looking at the challenges that they are facing right now is the registration. We're hoping to see that before it's set duration, everything goes fine. And we pleading to all the philanthropists, to the government, and of course people of Jara Pipeline, your son, your nephew, is here. LAMIN is calling, and his people that definitely they need your help. You understand? So we can make things great. We can make this country great through the involvement of young people who comes to development patterns in this country. So I am afraid this is the end of the program. Until then, it is bye from us. You take care.